Circular 230 in 3 minutes or less, presented by Jeff Elliott, CPA of Another71.com. Only certain individuals can represent a client before the IRS. They are CPAs, enrolled agents, attorneys, and registered tax return preparers. Registered preparers can represent a client before an IRS examiner, but they cannot represent their client in an appeal situation. They also cannot give a tax client advice, except for the minimal amount required to file their return. PTIN. In short, if you get paid to prepare a return, you must have a preparer tax ID number before you sign the client's return. And yes, if you get paid to prepare a return, you must sign it. If a client asks for their tax documents back, you must comply, even if they haven't paid their bill. Errors and omissions. If your client isn't compliant with tax laws or has made an error or omission, you must advise them of this and the potential consequences that they face. Due diligence. When preparing a return, don't be sloppy. Serve your client well and do your due diligence. Don't just key in a bunch of numbers and hit print. Think about what you're doing. Fees. When preparing an original return, in other words, not an amended return, you cannot charge them a fee contingent on the outcome, such as how much of a refund they're getting. You can charge them a contingent fee on an amended return or in conjunction with you representing them before the IRS. Refund checks. A tax return preparer can never endorse a client's refund check. A preparer cannot take an unreasonable tax position on a return or advise their client to do so in order to save their client money. Client information. If you're preparing a tax return, keep in mind that you're not auditing their clients or their personal finances. It's okay to take them at their word that they have in fact incurred these expenses or deductions and that they're reporting all of their income. As long as they're not handing you the list of deductions with a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If something looks incomplete or incorrect, ask some questions, however. Prepare penalties. In short, if you don't follow the rules as a preparer, you can be penalized with some stiff fines. A preparer can avoid these penalties for understating a client's income or overstating their deductions if they disclose the questionable position on the tax return, or if they can show that a reasonable basis existed for the position in the first place and that they are acting in good faith. Additionally, paid return preparers can also be penalized if they don't sign the return, don't give the client a copy, don't keep the client's copy for 3 years, and don't keep a list of everyone who prepared tax returns under your firm's umbrella for at least 3 years.